What's up, everyone? Welcome back to episode 6 of Talktagon here on Bodyslam. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, X, wherever you're, Facebook, wherever you're listening, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, follow, all that. So, yeah, we're back. Quick note, last week we were on a Monday. Usually we do Sunday. We said we're going to be back Sunday. We're not. We're back Monday. But Max wasn't feeling the best, but hopefully you feel better now.
Yes,
I think.
much better now, thankfully.
Well, that's good. Next week, we should be back Sunday. We should be.
Regularly
now, I'm
scheduled
not
program.
saying it. I'm not promising
We'll
it, but
jinx
we
it.
should be back Sunday. Next Sunday, we have a big pay-per-view, which we'll get into a little bit at the end here. Because I think we never talked about the changes because it was after last episode, I believe.
Yep.
So
you were just saying how you were so excited for a certain fight, and then it was like the next.
Correct. Yeah. I remember. We'll talk about it. But yeah. I shouldn't say I'm not happy, but I'm not happy.
But you are. So, just say the truth, Brady. Speak your truth.
We'll see. We'll see how the fight goes, and then I'll say after.
Exactly.
Yeah. But this week we had another Apex card, and it was something.
Yeah, only a 10-fight card, very, very short.
Yes, 2 fights did get canceled at the weigh-ins, missed weight, and I think the other one was issues with the weight cut, so 2 were canceled. Pushed back the card by like 30 minutes, and then they started the card, and then it took another 30 minutes for them to get the first fight, which was annoying as hell.
Yeah.
But the card itself was we'll get into it, but it was certainly not like Seattle. I'll say that. It was not like Seattle's prelims last week. It was
the Apex. The fight nights just don't hit in the Apex like they used to when there was literally nothing else but the Apex. So it's like, okay, the Apex is cool, but now I'm like, as much as I like being able to hear some of the punches more, I'm like, I prefer the ambience of a crowd and the energy of a crowd that I really feel like elevates the fights, where they get that energy from the crowd and they use that in the ring.
Yeah, it's like I guess it makes sense, obviously, but back in when this whole Apex started from COVID, back in 2020, they were actually putting names on the card because they had to.
Yep.
Now it's like, obviously, I know a lot of people on this card, but for the casual viewer, they might know
a lot of names.
They might know 1, 2, maybe. It's like, yeah. So it's
definitely for the hardcores, that's for sure.
100%. And I see online a lot of the hardcores like, fuck this. This show looks like shit on paper, so we're not even gonna watch this. They was dead.
Like a lot of it probably has to do with the boxing that was going down. There was a big boxing event, and they do share. Obviously, not all fans like both, but a lot of fans like both. We saw Tank fight Roach and have a controversial draw.
There was one in England or whatever.
Oh, yeah, and then in the UK as well, yeah. So there was one going on freaking all day. Some sort of boxing.
Yeah, we're actually going to talk a little bit about that later, because the Tank one, because I did watch that card live, and it was something. It was something.
He got his hair done 2 days ago, bro. He's fine. Insane. Bro. It wasn't his fault.
Insane. But boxing certainly
took a lot of the attention. I feel like that's probably why they didn't have any stars, didn't want to compete, because Tank is actually a really big star.
Yeah, despite what people say online, he really is. He sold out that Barclays Center. That Barclays Center was sold out. So funny how the both boxing cards ended.
Yeah, very controversial.
Yeah.
If you guys missed
UFC wasn't really any different, to be honest. So
yeah, there was a lot of controversy this whole weekend, honestly.
Yeah, it was something. But we should get into the actual fights, because I have a feeling the prelims we're gonna run through, because there was certainly stuff. But I do have stuff to say about the first fight. But right now I have to sadly reveal.
No.
As you can see,
we putting it off for 5 minutes.
That I got every single prediction wrong on the prelims. It was bad. This week was bad. The main card I did better, but the prelims were absolute shit. I don't know what was going on. I have no idea. I just pretend this week didn't happen. I don't know.
Hey,
this was awful.
Bad weeks happen. It is what it is. As you can see from the overall record in the bottom, I didn't do much better. I mean, I thought I was looking good at the beginning after these first 2 fights, but it falls off drastically. Yeah. It was a rough week for our predictions.
First of all, I'll start off by saying I didn't bet on anything. I did not bet this week. So if you're a viewer and you bet, hopefully you bet exactly the opposite of whatever I picked.
Yeah. Because 5-leg opposite parlay.
And we'll start off with the first fight, which pissed me off. I'll tell you this. This one pissed me off because I should have lost this.
I saw you tweeting that one.
Oh my god, dude, that was absolute bullshit. So Charles Johnson versus whatever his first name is, Ramazanbek.
There we go.
Man, this was something. So I will say Charles Johnson, it was a little interesting placement on the card because Charles Johnson was, I believe, the only ranked fighter on the prelims, like at all.
I think the whole card besides the main event.
Yeah, probably. I think so, yeah. He was the only ranked fighter.
And Marquez are the co-headliner.
Yeah.
It's not exactly lots of ranked
fighters. Yeah, that was very odd that he was at least not the prelim headliner. Like, it was so strange. But he's number 12 in the division against a Timarov who was not ranked.
On the come up.
This was something. This was frustrating, I'll say, and it wasn't a robbery at all. Like we'll get into a little bit, but so I will say, Timarov did great. I thought he did really good with his movement. He didn't allow Charles to land anything really extremely clean at all, like the entire fight. Charles looked absolutely lost on the first and second round. He looked, I don't even know, like he just wasn't in it.
Find his range.
And then he did come back and he ended up, I thought he won round 3, so I thought it was 2-1, and the judges thought the same, 29-28 for everybody. What the fuck was Charles Johnson doing? I don't know. And it made it even more weird because then he was like, I don't want to say complaining, but like when he didn't get his hand raised, he was like, what? Like I lost. Like, yes. Like, yes, you lost. And then his teammate, who is Joaquin Buckley, was on Twitter saying he just broke something after Charles Johnson lost because he didn't think he should have lost. Yeah, he said he didn't think he should have lost. And everyone in the comments was like, he clearly lost. What are you talking about?
Yeah. He just didn't do enough.
Yeah, and the entire, like, not even fight week, like, fight month, Charles Johnson was talking on Twitter how he's going to go in there and absolutely destroy this guy and beat his ass and make it look easy, and he was saying he's going to finish him and da-da-da, and he did not do that at all. That was, he's saying he's been calling out, like, he should... Basically, he's been saying, "Oh, I'll step in on whatever. I should get a future title shot. I should be the champ right now. I'll step in against this guy. Whenever fights would, get canceled or need a replacement, he's saying, "Oh, I easily beat this guy. You can't even beat an unranked dude and look absolutely awful." I don't have any dislike towards Charles Johnson at all, but you can't say all this stuff and then go in there and do that. That was bad.
Yeah, it was really bad. It was like it wasn't like he wasn't being active either. It was just like nothing was really landing with any sort of power or anything. I'm like he wasn't really hurting the guy, and it's like that's how they score the round. It's like, dude, the other guy is throwing with everything in his soul and actually landing, and I'm like, the refs are gonna see your head fly backwards, And obviously they're going to think that does a lot more damage than when you feint a million times and barely touch him. So, yeah, I think Johnson, bit off a little more than he could chew with all of his trash talk. And I think that Temirov is going to be an interesting fighter looking forward. I mean, he's a little freaking stout. Like, I think he's only like 5'4" or something, but he carries it well. Like, he looks like he's the type of guy, honestly, classic Team Alpha Male build, where I'm like, what are they feeding those guys? They all look the same, freaking jacked and short as hell, seriously. But,
For real.
Yeah, so I want to see him back in there after that and see who they match up with next, because they're kind of in short need of contenders in that division right now, where Pantoja's kind of running the division pretty strongly. So if he could get a few more wins going, get some ranked wins, another one after, I think that he could be a future contender, because I liked what I saw. Because Johnson is a good fighter.
Yeah, that's why I was so frustrated. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, this is so weird.
Like, we've seen you fight the best, for real.
But, yeah, obviously we'll talk about it more in the main event. But Pantoja, I think, I don't know. We'll talk about it, but he has maybe 2 challengers, and then it's like,
yeah, not many.
Someone new. So, yeah, hopefully for his sake that he can get someone. I mean, he already technically. I don't know if they'll put him at 12. They probably won't, because he beat Charles. He'll probably be.
Yeah, he'll probably be in top 15. But I don't know.
He's definitely going to be in top 15, but I don't think he's going to fully go 12. But maybe. I'm not sure. But if he. Man, if he's 12, you might get top 10 opponent next, because he's 12. But I don't think so. I think maybe they'll move some people around, and he might be 15. We'll see. I guess we'll actually have to wait till tomorrow to see that.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Rankings come out tomorrow.
But, yeah, solid fight from Temirov. Not solid fight from Charles Johnson. Obviously, we both picked Charles, so we're starting off 0-1.
Yeah, starting off rough.
Not good.
Much better.
Certainly does not get much better. We then move on to JJ Altridge versus Andrea Lee. The fight did to a decision again. This was a theme throughout the night. Sadly, after Seattle, when we got all finishes on the prelims.
That was insane.
30-27, 30-27, 29-28 for JJ Altridge. She did pick up the unanimous decision win. This fight was boring.
Yeah.
This was boring. Oh my God. JJ had more. She just had more strikes, more pressure the entire time. Andrea was just like, I don't know, more leg kick heavy, but it wasn't really working, and she didn't really switch it up. It was weird. And then the fight never went on the ground, and then JJ got her black belt after. It was fucking weird. I don't know what was going on.
Right, black belt for not really doing any grappling.
Yeah, it was fucking weird.
The Alex Pereira method.
Basically. And we actually saw that again later on. Same team gave out another black belt. It was a fight.
Yeah. It was definitely not much damage. That much can be true.
Yeah, it was
And dude, Andrea Lee, dude, I was hoping she could come back after she's been having a terrible streak lately. But I was like, maybe she can come back strong here. I'm like, Aldridge isn't that good. No disrespect to Aldridge. Clearly good enough to win. But not like a world beater. But yeah, Andrea Lee has now lost 5 in a row. So she might need to be cut, unfortunately.
That honestly, I thought she was about to retire after. The way she was moving, I was like, oh, she's about to take her gloves off and retire. And then she just didn't. I was like, oh, she might get cut.
She got that GFL money on coming in.
She better hope so. I felt bad. I will say this. I did feel bad because JJ Altridge, she's white and this sounds weird. She's white and super pale. She's super pale. So anything that hits her, it causes red marks.
Yeah.
And during the fight, this is my bad. This is fully on me, so I want to apologize. she had like a red mark on her head, and a shadow of it made it look like. Remember when Joanna Jacek got fucking her
Yes.
pulled up
Oh
by
my.
Wei Lee? She just has a big head, and I thought it was welling up.
Oh my god.
I was like, damn, she took a hit in the forehead, and her head is like swelling up. And then as I started to notice, nah, she just has a big head.
That's just how she looks.
For real, I did feel bad, and like when they were raising the hand, I was like, "Damn, that swelling went away pretty fast."
That is hilarious. Oh
That's
my
just her
god.
head. So that was my highlight. I was laughing about that the entire time because
You're like, that was the most entertainment I had.
for real. It really was. That fight was so boring.
But I mean, dude,
win.
JJ got the win, dude. And I was looking at a UFC record. I mean, it's pretty freaking good, all things considering. It's like 10-6 in the UFC.
It is.
I'm like, that
they
is
were
pretty
talking
crazy.
about she could possibly get a championship opportunity coming up, and
I'm like, damn, championship opportunity off of
in this division though. Like she keeps winning, she's gonna have 100%. To get someone big next. So
for real, if she keeps winning, no other option.
But hopefully for her sake she can. If she puts on a performance like that against like the champ or something like that, I just don't think it's gonna go so well.
Yeah, I agree. Andrea Lee did not look it.
Yeah, sorry. But we did both pick Lee, and then we both lost again.
We put the positive energy behind her, hoping she could, come back from that streak. But now she's like the female Tony Ferguson at this point, but never had the almost title run.
Yeah, maybe she'll follow him and go to GFL. Which that GFL fight, Tony Ferguson announced to fight Dylan Dennis. What the hell?
For real, dude. How the mighty have fallen.
That is something. If Dylan Dennis beats Tony Ferguson, you'll never hear the end of it. Holy hell.
Buy the rope for me now, if that happens.
You know that Dylan Dennis is going to be trash talking like crazy.
For real, dude.
And he has a fight coming up. He already has a boxing fight coming up against KSI.
Oh, yeah. We'll see if that actually happens. Hopefully it does.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to actually happen, but we'll see.
Another coffee to the face or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Dylan is something else. But we did have another. This one was better. Yeah. Danny Silva versus Lucas Almeida does end in a split decision, 29-28 all. Obviously, as you can tell, Danny Silva did pick up the win. I thought the striking was good from both, but Lucas Almeida just had no head movement, like none. He was firing back, but he was just taking every shot because he just wasn't moving his head.
Dude, yeah.
So he was throwing and landing, but he was getting hit almost every time. And then I thought Danny clearly won rounds 1 and 2 and then lost 3 because he gassed a bit. And then was still a split decision. So I was a little bit confused about that because I didn't think Almeida won anything except for the third. And that's only because Silva was literally throwing everything and landing everything in 1 and 2 and then got tired in the third, which is understandable. Dude, Almeida's tough.
He's tough. Staying in there.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, yeah, dude. I'm looking at these stats on UFC stats, dude. You weren't kidding about landing everything. 82 of his 137 significant strikes landed for Danny Silva, so 59% of his punches, of his significant strikes landed. I'm like, dude, I don't think I've ever seen something that high for a full fight. I'm like, oh my God, dude, that is awful.
Lucas Almeida was literally – he took that take a shot to give a shot method like very, very literal to the point where he was just taking jabs. He's literally just – sticking his head out, getting jabbed, and then throwing back. I'm like, dude, fucking block, bro. Like, dude, what are you doing?
Seriously, he threw over 100 more punches than his opponent and still got outstruck. I'm like, that is not good. But it was like, my offense is my defense. So hopefully my offense is enough because, that defense, its chin is crazy, dude. I'm like, how do you eat 60% of the significant strikes for 15 minutes and you're still standing?
Yeah, it was his
crazy. It was a split decision.
Yeah, that's why I was so confused because I thought it was clearly
entertaining, but I don't know if it was exactly.
Yeah, it
a split
wasn't bad.
decision level.
It just wasn't. No, it wasn't. I thought Danny clearly at least won 1-2, and then they were like split decision. I was like, what? For
Yeah.
how? He was just
Yeah.
getting beat up.
Yeah, you're like, refs, just because he was not doing defense and only doing offense doesn't mean that that's better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was something. But as you got your first win here, you picked Silva. I did not. I went with Almeida. Almeida's tough, but I did not expect him to just not put his hands up. So
Yeah.
didn't work out for me there.
We'll have to bounce back because he was pretty. I mean, I liked him when he came up. Thought he could be solid.
Genuinely not bad. Like, genuinely, he had a decent performance. It's just he didn't defend. If you were to work in some defense, get like an actual boxing coach that can teach him head movement.
Yeah.
He'd be solid, but it's just like you can't just keep getting hit like that.
Yeah, it's like way too easy of a target.
Yeah, 100%. Just, I don't know. Like, Silva back him up against the cage, and people would try and duck under and not get hit. He just like was up against the cage. It was like a punching bag. It was fucking weird. But he was firing back, so I don't know. Maybe Silva just doesn't hit hard enough. I have no idea.
I know, for real. That's crazy.
But yeah, you got your first win here, and you're off to the races. It seems. I'm not at this point. I was 3-0. To be honest, at this point, I wasn't even looking at the.
I wasn't keeping too much track. Honestly,
I wasn't keeping track at all because I knew I lost Charles Johnson, and then after that, I was like, "Fuck," and then I don't know. I just didn't pay attention until after, and I was like, "Holy shit, I lost." It was not a good time. We then moved on to Ricardo Ramos versus Chepe Mariscal. This one was solid. I thought I put down here Chepe has some great movement, great striking, and this performance was more of an IQ performance. I thought he was just smarter. Yeah. Everything he did was smarter. His movement was better. His striking was better. He grappled when he had to grapple. And just smart. Just a smart performance from him to get the win. Ricardo on the other end does not, but hey, sometimes the shit happens.
Yeah. Chepe, I thought he looked really, really good. I mean, Ricardo could never get it in rhythm, like whatsoever. Like, Chepe was controlling the fight, like you said, using that ring IQ, and pretty much freaking cruised. I mean, didn't really get hurt whatsoever. I mean, it was pretty much as smooth of a performance as you can go without getting a KO or something.
Yeah,
so
Chepe, it was both of them. It was like, I don't know, like if you're gonna go all rounds, this was the way to do it. Didn't take any damage, just clearly won, cruised through, good to go.
Yeah, easy. Chepe, dude, he's now 5-0 in the UFC. So Chepe is going to be one of those fighters that we got to look out for. He could be ranked here coming up soon because
he got to be.
He's got to be. I mean, 5-0 in the UFC. He's beat some, pretty solid fighters. Jack Jenkins, that Morgan Shire dude from France that has like the dyed hair. Then we saw Ramos, Damon Jackson. He beat Trevor Peek. It's like not a bad resume for your first 5 fights in the UFC.
He's definitely got to get a next has to be 15, 14, 13. Someone ranked like that. A high ranking, but someone ranked next. He has to because can't just let these guys keep on fighting no one and winning. It's
too easy. I want to see him tested. Yeah, he was kind of cruising in this one, like you said. Like he didn't really have to go into another gear. He was like, all right, I can just out with this guy and just stay out of his range and tag him when he comes into my range.
Yeah. Too easy. You did pick Mariscal. I did not. I don't know what I was thinking. But clearly it was all wrong. That's what I was thinking. But hey, you're on a 2-fight win streak now.
Look at our overall record. That's what really matters. Overall above.
Yeah, I'm still losing.
It's okay. Hey,
next week will be better.
The comeback. All it needs is one where I have a bad week and you have a good week.
Yeah, fingers crossed that's next week.
Poetan will probably agree on that one. I know for sure.
Honestly, I feel like we're going to agree on a lot next week, but we'll see. But hey, good job, Chepe. He did get a 30-27 across the board, as he should. Easy. And yeah, there we go. We then moved on to the prelim headliner, and we finally got some action here.
Yes,
we got a
some
finish.
big boys. I was gonna say there better be a finish. These guys are like massive. Both of them are like 6'4", 6'6". I'm like, oh my.
Yeah, they were huge in there. Mario Pinto versus Austin Lane. Austin Lane, a former football player. Mario Pinto, debut. Looking good.
Austin Lane, we've seen for a while now. Austin Lane had mixed results, but
yeah,
been around.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, it was. I'll say this: it was a strike fest. Nothing crazy until it was.
Oh my God! Yeah.
But I will say, I picked Austin Lane because he beat why am I blanking on his name?
The Spain,
Rebellis Spain. Yeah, he beat Rebellis
big guys.
Yeah, that dude's fucking killing it.
Even
over
bigger
in karate combat.
Yeah.
He got a 7-second or knockout on this past week, and that was like his third in a row where it's under like 10 seconds or something. It's fucking
ridiculous.
Insane. But anyways, Austin Lane beat him to send him out of the UFC, and the way he did it was wrestling, which Austin Lane isn't the best wrestler, but Rebellis Spain didn't have any wrestling at all, and that's why he's over in karate combat.
Yep. Striking.
And I really thought, like I really, really, really thought that Austin Lane was going to do that to Pinto and win that way. He didn't, and that kind of surprised me, and that's why I picked Lane. I was like, he's going to go in here, he's going to wrestle this guy because this guy's also a fucking monster. They're both huge. So what do you do to null that striking? Take him down. I don't know if Pinto has good wrestling or not. I really have no idea. But, Lane's a big guy too. So take him down, try to out-muscle him on the floor and maybe get a win that way. He didn't. He decided to strike, and he got caught, and Pinto flatlined him. Like flat. This was the cleanest knockout I've seen in probably a long time. Like he got hit and fell on his back and was just like out, like he was like sleeping, like on his back. Like his legs weren't bent, his arms weren't bent. He just fell perfectly in a flat, straight, like it was fucking weird. And I was like, holy shit. He actually flatlined him. Like he looked like he was like dead. Like he's straight, flat, plank on the ground, out. And I'm like, holy fuck. After one shot, how hard does this guy hit? It was actually a nice combo, but he hit him with a 1-2, with the 2 fucking put him out.
Right on the button. Dude, that was insane because Lane was looking not too bad up until that. He was kind of out striking Pinto. Pinto couldn't really get anything going in the first round. And then once he landed, though, it's like, oh my God. It's just crazy to see those big guys go down. Lane is like 6'6". So seeing someone that big just completely limp falling backward is just always going to be a crazy viewing. Yeah. I'm like,
crazy.
Like, it's crazy how if you just hit that chin just the right spot at just the right angle when they don't see it coming, lights out, especially for these big boys. So I'm interested to see where Pinto goes next because heavyweights, they love their big, heavy strikers. So I'm sure Pinto will be back in there in no time, freaking fighting like Tai Tuivasa or Tafa or somebody. Get him in there quick because I want to see him fight another striker and get another knockout.
Yeah, I feel like UFC was like, okay, we had another big guy in Rebellis knocking everybody out. He met Austin Lane. He lost. So let's put this fucking big guy against Austin Lane immediately. And if he beats Lane, then we're good.
Yeah, then it's full steam ahead.
Yeah. This is exactly what you want from a heavyweight. People, you get a mixed bag from heavyweights. Honestly, you get a 50-50 from heavyweights. It's either this or boring.
Oh, yeah. Or like gas out after 1 second. Throw one combo.
This is what people want. This is the appeal of heavyweights. Yeah. You're going to get crazy knockouts because they're hit so hard because they're so goddamn big. this was it. This was it. I would love to see Pinto immediately fight someone big. I have a perfect opponent in mind. Sadly, he's not with the UFC anymore. I think him and Biggie Boy would have went great. But Biggie Boy was released, so
I know. I don't know
that's
why,
out of
dude.
there. Yeah, because they desperately need to fill the void of heavyweights, especially when there's two championships and they're
Champion.
both being held up. So we need
Yeah.
something here. There might
We
need to
need
make a
John
third belt.
Jones to freaking retire already or fight, dude. I'm so sick of this bullshit, dude. He's gonna be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, give me more money or I'm retiring." I'm like, "Well, then just retire, bro." I'm like, "Bro, it's like what? For real,
we
dude."
need
I'm like,
a
everyone already
heavyweight
calls Tom
title.
the real champ, for real, bro. I'm like, it's like you're not really doing anything, bro. I'm like, come
Well,
on.
Dana has been hinting at the fight's actually going to happen, but we'll see. I know
I
how
I'm like,
John
come
is,
on,
and I know how Dana is. We'll see.
bro.
We'll
Please make
see.
this happen.
But this was one of two knockouts of the night, I believe, and two of three knockouts of the night. No, two of
Yeah.
four. Sorry, I'm out of it. But the next one is very sad.
No.
Well, I don't even want to talk about this, but we'll get into it. Mario Pinto did win, though. You picked him. So that means I went 0-5 on the prelims, and you went 3-2. So you're looking good right now. You're
Bro,
decent.
I was
You're
like
Oscar
over
too.
3-2. I was feeling hot, dude. I'm like, all right. Mariscal clutched up, Silva clutched up, Pinto freaking slept that motherfucker. So I was feeling good, bro.
Yeah. He was
Then
looking
Brady
good for
takes
you.
over a little bit,
Not for
but
me. But
not for the first fight yet.
nah. I'm sad. I'm sad. I'm so upset about this.
Dude, we've had a rough going for our favorite fighters lately.
Yes, we
Rough
have.
going.
So I'm pretty sure this is the year that the Dana White Contender Series standouts died because, man,
It's been going
oh my
rough
God.
for our guys lately.
I don't even
Danny
want to.
Barlow.
First of
We're
all,
so high on him.
you said last week that Peyton Talbot was our guy and he lost, and our second guy was Danny Barlow, so he needed to clutch up, and it didn't happen. I'm
Yeah.
so upset.
So upset. For real.
The
Patterson
guy,
is a solid fighter.
yeah, he is. But
I
this
thought
was
Barlow could get it.
this was the guy. He was Dana White Contender Series. Other than Talbot, this was him. He was like, I believe in this guy. He's next up. He hits hard. Left-handed God. He's putting
Left-handed
guys to
guy.
sleep with his left hand. He's looking great. He goes in there against Sam Patterson. He honestly, he didn't look bad. He looked good.
Yeah, he had him hurt
Striking
low
back and
key.
forth. He did have him hurt. He was up against Cage,
Then he
but
goes crazy.
he did not defend.
Not at all.
He put him against the cage. He's striking, and Sam Patterson said, "Well, you're not going to put your hands up. I'm going to counter strike." Bang, knocked him out.
For real.
I was so upset. Oh my God! When he went down, I was like, "No,
Literally,
get
bro.
up!"
Oh my God.
And then he got finished in round one, TK or knockout. I guess they called it a knockout. Sam Patterson defeated Danny Barlow.
Crazy. I can't believe it.
I'm
It was
sad.
just crazy because he had him hurt and then he just started going crazy in there. He's probably saw the finishing coming. But in the UFC at that top level, you can't just rush in recklessly without being ready for anything. And Patterson showed that he's the veteran in there. He's had more UFC fights and had more cage time in there. And dude, he freaking countered, nasty counter. And then Barlow's legs were done from there. It's like you could tell he was like trying to stay with it, but the legs were not staying with it. And his equilibrium was done for after that. And it was only a matter of time. And Patterson ended it pretty quickly. So, man, hopefully Barlow can take this as a learning experience. This is his first loss. So definitely not anything like career ending or anything. So definitely just needs to learn from that and just be a little more patient. It's like you have that power for a while, dude. It's pretty much there all the fight. So no need to rush in there and just be a little more careful when you get your guys hurt because your power, just be confident in your power. And next time, don't rush in. Yeah, Patterson looked good in there because I was worried for Patterson because I'm like, he does kind of leave that chin up. Seems like he might be perfect for Barlow. But
Yeah.
Barlow was the first
And
one to get tagged. Or not the first one, but the first one to get hurt.
yeah, he just has to be more composed. But I will say, Sam Patterson needed to win. It looked
Oh,
like
yeah.
if he lost, he was gonna get released.
Yeah.
This was the fight on his contract. And we'll talk about it a little later. There's another guy like that too. But Patterson, this was it for him. And hey, he showed out. He did what he had to do.
Yeah.
Sadly, at the expense of the guy we were rooting for.
Yeah.
But
Hyping up.
yeah, good job, Patterson, though. Very good. Danny just, I know that, I mean, we've seen it a ton. We've seen it work. When you hurt someone, you go in, you start going crazy, and then you win. And we've seen it work. We've also seen it not work. You just have to
Yeah.
find that fine line between looking for the finish and still being composed. And it's very, very fine because the excitement, the adrenaline rush. Oh my God, I'm about to win. I need to finish this guy. And then next thing you know, you're on the floor.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah, you
Fine
just
line. Very fine line.
very, very,
in
very
that cage, for real. But, dude, I'm looking at Patterson's record, bro. 3 first-round finishes in a row now. Bro's getting hot.
And
That's crazy.
yeah, good for him. He is another very pale man.
Yeah, oh, yeah. For real, dude. He is very, very pale. Takes one to know one, I would know.
Hey, fair enough. He's almost like ghostly in there, but he did get the win. We both picked Barlow. I'm 0-6 right now. I'm looking awful. You're
I
over
take an
here
L.
going back down. You're going up and down like a roller coaster. I'm just going straight down. I'm going straight down. But hey, we got a little dip. We got a little
Bounce
tiny
back.
dip here.
Hyder Emil, William
Hyder
Gomez.
Emil, undefeated, looking good. William Gomez. Man, this was a fight. This was fun. This was a good fight. This I thought was. I don't even know who won fight of the night. I might have to. I'll have to look that up. But this was one of them that I thought could have been fight of the night. Hyder Emil defeats William Gomez via split decision, which I was also surprised about. 29-28 all. Both men I threw over 100 significant strikes, which is wild.
Yeah.
This was a war. This was a war. They were just going back and forth. Both have chins. Both stayed in it. Hyder did say after that he came in with like a torn ACL or something. I was like, holy shit. Like,
and he still won.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, he looked good. Both looked decent, but
yeah,
I almost didn't agree with the split decision. I'll take it, I guess. Very close fight, but I thought that Hyder, I thought he won unanimously, but hey, it is what it is. He still won.
Yeah.
He looked good, though. Still undefeated, looking good.
Especially against someone like William Gomez, who's a solid fighter, and I freaking picked him to win, so I was feeling pretty good about that pick, but Hyder showed that, dude, he's the real deal, gave Gomez his first L in the UFC, and Emil, if that's how Emil looks with a torn ACL, then I'm really scared how he's going to look completely healthy. I mean, he's now 3-0 in the UFC. I'm really interested to see where this guy goes next. You know, maybe heal up his knee if that's still bugging him. And man, if you look like that against an undefeated fighter in the UFC in only a third UFC fight, I'm like, man, this guy could be nasty. He's a little bit old for only having 3 UFC fights. He is 34 years old, but with the skills he has, I think that he could quickly turn these three around and get some wins going, and maybe become a ranked contender one day.
Yeah, I agree. He's I mean,
like he's exciting, dude. He can freaking take a hit really and keep punching, dude.
100%. And I saw a lot of people like, I don't want to say hating on him, but hating on him. And I don't know why. He looked good.
Yeah,
he looked really good.
It's like he outthrew his opponent, outlanded his opponent, looked like a badass doing it, did more takedowns. I'm like, I definitely don't think it should have been a split either. It was definitely a close fight, but I think Emil did enough to win for sure.
Yeah, and I just looked it up. They did not win fight of the night. But I will say one that we went over that did win a bonus was performance of the night, and that was Mario Pinto. Of course, makes
Yeah,
sense.
gotta
Great
give him
knock.
to them.
We did have another bonus, two more bonuses, but they're later. So yeah, Hyder Emil. I picked Emil. I got my first win. I'm on
Oh yeah,
fire. I'm on
oh yeah,
fire
he's
now.
hot,
You're 0-2 on the prelims now. You're going down a little bit.
bro. Yep, I'm
I
officially
have this
below 500.
sliver of hope. Tiny little sliver of hope. And then we go on to the next fight where obviously we both lose again. Another dip.
Yeah,
But I will say this one fight of the night. This was fight of the night. This got the bonus. Nasrat Hasbrat defeated Esteban Rivovich via split decision again, 29-28. I thought this was more of a split decision. This was fair for a split decision. These two beat the shit out of each other. This was brutal. This was a war. I literally just put war in all caps in my notes. Man, there was in the third round, Ribovich threw a knee that busted the fuck out of Nasrat's eye, like bad. His eye was swollen shut and then also cut underneath. So it was just bleeding and it looked terrible. And then UFC showed the pictures afterwards of his eye, and it would look even worse. And I was like, holy shit, this is brutal. Yeah, they were just throwing. They were just having a good time, and they're just fighting. They were just fighting. That's what this was.
dude.
And it was
Yeah,
fun.
hands are being thrown, dude. It's
Yeah.
like insane. I'm looking at the stats here, dude. Ribovich threw 433 strikes, bro. Oh my god.
Yep.
In only 15 minutes, dude.
They were just throwing. They're having
For
a
real,
good
dude.
time.
But Nasrat much more accurate. Basically, 50% of his significant strikes are landing on there, and he has a solid jab, dude. Nasrat is definitely one of the more underrated fighters, I feel like, where he's game no matter who they put him in there with, dude. It's like
Yeah.
I was feeling Ribovich coming into this because he beat Zellhuber, and I was pretty high on Zellhuber. But man, Nasrat showed him that, dude. I've been in the UFC for a while now. I think that was his 10th UFC win now for Nasrat Haqparast. And dude, he's not to be slept on. He's kind of a little bit of a gatekeeper for sure, but he's a tough one because you got to be on your A game. Otherwise, he's just gonna be more accurate, and he's just super durable in there. It's like 430 punches coming at you, and you end up fine. Well, not fine, but end up okay, not getting finished, and end up winning. Insane how he's able to deal with that much volume coming at him.
Mini Kelvin Gastelum here.
Yeah, exactly, dude. They literally look identical, bro. It's insane, dude. If he gained 50 pounds, maybe 100, depending really how Kelvin's looking.
Yeah, it's like it's strangely weird how they're not related.
Almost identical.
They look identical. It's fucking odd.
The same build too, literally, bro. It's like
everything. Same short little neck, same haircut, same build, same face, same beard.
Same beard,
it's fucking odd. It's very weird, but
for real.
Both great fighters, and he showed that again. Really good. Again, I agree with everything you said about Ribovich. This kid's good too. He's coming off that win at the Sphere.
Yep.
Fight of the night there at the Sphere. He won. I was like, damn, this kid's good. Hasbrat, obviously, I knew it was tough, but like you said, is a little bit of a gatekeeper. I thought Esteban would be able to get past him, and then we'd see him start to climb up in the division. But no, man, Hasbrat's a gatekeeper for a reason.
Yeah. There's a reason he's been
had
almost 20 fights.
It's not going to be easy. And he showed that. He's very durable. Clearly, his eye was fucked.
Yeah.
He still kept going, and he won.
Bro, dude, it's like he's lucky he didn't have any freaking oil in his hair because it might have dripped in.
He would have been good. Oh man. Well, I'd like to see maybe he get a little bit of a bigger name opponent here.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe he can pass that gatekeeper status, and maybe
he's now won 5 in a row, dude.
Yeah,
5
he's got to get
in a row. Big. Yeah, definitely needs to fight some better opponents because
We got to put him in there again with another striker. Let's have another fun fight.
Yeah.
I don't know who,
Yeah.
but someone. Then we move on to
Dude, this fight was insane.
co-main event. Cody Brundage versus Julian Marquez. The Cuban Missile Crisis. I picked him. And this was, like I mentioned earlier with Sam Patterson. Cody Brundage needed to win or else he was probably getting cut.
Yeah.
He lost to Bo Nickel. Hasn't been looking too hot recently.
Had that crazy slam KO, but that was about it.
Yeah. He's coming into this one. A lot of people are like hating on him, like very much so, saying that he's a bum. He can't wrestle just because he lost to Bo Nickel, which is insane because they somehow think that Bo Nickel's bad when he's literally a fucking NCAA champion wrestler.
Yeah.
Like, the kid's not bad at fucking wrestling. Obviously, he's fucking good if he can win a championship in collegiate wrestling multiple times.
Many times.
Brundage is also a good wrestler. He'll say he's maybe not as good as fucking Bo Nickel, but who is? Not many.
Not many.
A lot of people hating on Brundage. Literally during the fight, I saw people hating on him, saying that he can't fight. Well, he showed he at least can a little bit, and he
showed he's got a freaking crazy chin, bro.
Yeah, he doesn't need the wrestling to do so. This fight was surprisingly got 0 performance bonuses.
Yeah, I'm like, how, bro? That was just ridiculous.
Because again, Brundage needed the win. He got the win via TKO in round 1. Cody Brundage TKO Marquez. Didn't see that coming.
Dude,
I picked Marquez.
And almost getting his shit rocked too, dude.
Yeah, I picked Marquez because I thought he would get the knockout. Obviously, Cody Brundage can wrestle. I thought that would be his game plan. Obviously, anyone with a brain probably would have thought he's going to wrestle. That's what the fuck he does. No. Nope. No wrestling needed. These people were like, hey, fuck you. No, fuck you. Let's just fucking throw hands. And they did. It was awesome.
When Marquez freaking knocked Brundage's mouth guard clean out with like, it might have been an uppercut. I can't remember. But dude, I thought it was over for Brundage right there, bro. Then Marquez is throwing like freaking 50 shots on him. Then Brundage counters and knocks out Marquez's mouthpiece. I'm like, what is going on, bro?
And then I do not know if this is true, but it's so nasty if it is. The commentary believes, I don't think they got confirmation, but they believe that when they knocked each other's mouthpieces out, the referee picked up the wrong ones and swapped them.
For real, that would be awful if so, dude.
That commentary said they believe that Marquez had Brundage's mouthpiece and Brundage
when he gets Marquez's
mouthpiece. That's disgusting. That's so gross. But it didn't matter for Marquez because he's sleeping in about a couple minutes.
He won't remember it anyway.
Later. Fucking hell. Like you said, Brundage, he got nailed. He got drilled, and he was.
I thought it was over, honestly, bro. Like, there goes another wrong one.
He was fucking hurting.
Thank God he did it. I would have went 0-5 if he didn't clutch up for me, dude. He would have went 0.
Boom! He just fucking cracked Marquez, drops him, finishes him on the ground. I was like, "Holy shit!" Cody Brundage is back, baby.
For real, that should have been fight of the night, in my opinion. Because I'm like, it was at least within one round
for Cody.
Yeah,
at
least, yeah. That was just crazy. I'm like, all that within one round. Both guys nearly getting finished, like literally on the brink.
That was a fight that Brundage needed to stay in the UFC, and I think we'll see more of him because that was great.
Yeah, I think so too. It's pure entertainment.
Yeah, just one, not even a full round, like 3 minutes of striking, and then one goes down, and it was fucking awesome. But yeah, I picked Marquez again. I thought it was going to be Cody trying to wrestle, and Marquez would get the TKO. Nope. Brundage, you went with Brundage. You got it right. He got the TKO, which was
thank God.
First round, surprising. He did it. I am back down on the streak of losing.
imagine if Brundage got finished when he got his mouthpiece knocked out. It's like I would have went 0-5 on the main card, bro.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with going 0-5.
Exactly. Nothing wrong with it.
I went 0-5 on the prelim.
Bro, if anything, the main card is what matters more because it's a main card. So,
yeah. Hey, then that means I beat you because I
exactly. Real, dude. Because Oh my, yeah. I wasn't keeping track either, so I'm like going through all of our predictions and entering these into the graphic. I'm like, oh my god, I'm doing ass. And then I'm doing the prelims. I'm like, okay, not quite as
I'm
bad.
doing better.
But hey, dude, we're gonna bounce back next week. We're both gonna go undefeated.
No, I'm going to be
Unless we,
fully honest. This week was hard as shit to pick.
It was a lot of tough ones, though.
lot of people that are just like you, even or debutantes. You just don't know how they're going to go. Obviously,
You're like, I don't really like either of these guys.
exactly. Shocking. Like Danny, I thought Danny Barlow was easily a win. Nope,
Yeah,
he wasn't.
for real. Nope, gets KO'd instead.
So you just never know. This is why MMA is the best.
Yeah.
They I won't hate on boxing. I won't hate on it, but hey, matchmaking is a little wonky in boxing. But in UFC, you never really know who's going to win.
Yeah. And you're never going to see somebody that's a champion and be like, have they fought anyone good? No, you're going to know that they fought someone good because you have to.
100%. Yeah. And then we get into the main event. Manel Kape versus Azu Almabayev. This was an interesting one. This was this one we talked about some controversy. This was it. This was some controversy in our main event, but not. I'll talk about it, but I have some mixed feelings about this. So, Manel Kape looked fucking awesome. Yeah, huge props to him. He looks so good. Oh my god, his movement. Almabayev is coming in, I believe, undefeated. He's was undefeated now. Was looking good in his previous fights, but Manel Kape showed that there's just another level. This guy, his movement was incredible. This guy was so crisp. His boxing was great. His moving was great. He ended up busting Azu's eye at the end of round one. He just looked so good, and he made Almabayev look lost. He made him look so lost, which was kind of surprising to see because we've seen in his other fights that was not the case. Yeah. But in rounds 1 and 2, man, he didn't know what the hell to do. And then in the third round, things started to get a little weird. So Manel Kape kept doing this thing where he was like reach slapping. He was like reaching out and smacking him instead of punching. And his fingers obviously were grazing the eyes of Almabayev. So Almabayev complained. The ref stopped it momentarily. And then the corner judges or whatever who watched the replays were like, nope, that was a punch. It wasn't.
Yeah. It wasn't. That was weird, dude.
So they're like, it's a punch. And then the ref's like, oh, punch? Okay, go now. You don't get a break. So Almabayev was like, wait, what? And then they had to keep going. Then it happened again. And Almabayev complained again. Then he got poked in the eye. And the ref's like, nope.
No, you already lied to me once.
Yeah, he's like, you lie. No, you don't get another chance. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? He clearly got poked in the eye.
Yeah, and it was like a double eye poke, low-key, dude.
Yeah, and then like the reason why I said, and then obviously, and then he got poked in the eye. Kape kind of turned the pressure on, beat him up against cage, finished him, ended up getting a TKO in round 3. But Kape gets the win. The reason why I'm a little perplexed here is, one, yes, Manel Kape poked him in the eye 2 times, basically. He like it wasn't like fully in like the one we seen last week that was fucking awful with Henry Cejudo, but he like scraped him. It was like fucking raked his eyes across. Because Almabayev was, in fairness to Manel, running away from him. Yeah. So he was running away, and Manel was like reaching, and he would fucking scrape his eye. But again, he did poke him in the eye. He just did. Twice. Yeah. The ref didn't stop the fight. Didn't call a timeout. Didn't do nothing.
Let alone take a point.
So I can't blame Manel Kape for, going for the finish. I mean,
the
ref doesn't stop. If the ref, exactly. If the ref doesn't step in, you don't want to lose. So
yeah, exactly.
Keep going. Did you poke him in the eye again? Yes, but the ref didn't stop it. That's not your fault. That's not the fighter's fault. That's on the referee. Twice. 3 times, technically, because He
The
stopped
second
it
one
and
was like a double,
nah.
honestly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, not Manel's fault. Yes, he should have kept his fucking fingers closed, except fists.
Yeah.
But again, didn't get stopped, not his fault. On the flip side of that, what are we doing now? Like, what is this
Yeah.
shit?
With the eye pokes.
Like,
I
you're
know it's
getting poked
becoming
in
a
the eyes
big issue.
constantly. It's a huge issue. Like, that's 2 main events in a row now. Basically, I don't want to say ruined. I don't want to say this one wasn't as bad as last week, but 2 main events screwed up a little bit because of eye pokes. Like the last week's main event was literally stopped because of stop.
I think
like, the fight's over. Eye poke. This week,
I know.
Eye poke, and then the fight finishes because of a TKO, but at the result of an eye poke. It's like, what is happening? Like, we need to do something about this shit.
100%.
And it doesn't help when the fucking replay judges are saying he punched him when he clearly didn't. What is happening?
Yeah, true. And then, next time he does actually literally even more clearly get poked, he's like, no, you lied already.
Like, what the fuck?
It's
not fair at all.
Yeah. So I honestly think they should just start taking points first eye poke there is, dude. I'm like that. Eyes don't really heal like quickly. It's like the nut shot. I understand if you don't take a point right away. After 5 minutes, it might feel better. But it's like, bro, if your eyes actually fucked up, it's like it's not just gonna heal in 5 minutes. It's gonna take a long, like freaking weeks to heal. So I definitely think for eye pokes, they should be way more harsh on like actually taking a point immediately. Because in this case, I don't even think it would have affected the fight because I think that Cop probably would have finished him either way because he just looked that good. But I'm still like, think that there should actually be punishment for the eye pokes where it's like 100%. Actually repeated offense. So it's like, okay, you maybe do one warning and then if it happens again, take a point. But it's like, bro, you can't have multiple eye pokes and no point taken, not to mention not even acknowledge the second eye poke and then just let them keep fighting without even looking at the replay. For real, I'm like, bro, you just looked at the replay for the other one. He gets poked again. You're like, I'm not even going to look at the replay. I'm like, wait. So what is the point of doing that? I'm like, what? So if the guy says he gets eye poked, you're just not going to believe him now? I'm like, that just is not a good system. They definitely need to just – because I'm like, dude, if there was literally like you'll get a point immediately taken if you poke someone in the eye, I promise you they'll start freaking having hands closed. Seriously, dude. And Jim Miller said something about this. He said they should also start taking a bit of your purse as well if you eye poke. Because for real, I'm like, medical costs, for real, dude. I'm like, that is going to affect my career going forward if you poke me in the eye and it's fucked up forever, you know? It's like, eyes are very fragile.
Not only this, dude, we're in 2025.
Yeah.
2025. How do we not have new glove designs? And I know they just tried it and failed, but the new glove design didn't really do anything.
Yeah, it was basically the same. Yeah.
It was basically the same as a new fucking color.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Like, we changed the foam.
Pride. Dude, Pride has had gloves that fucking block this shit in the fucking early 2000s. How are you not fucking...
True, and you're telling me there was no submissions back in the day?
Yeah, there was. Like, what is happening?
Exactly.
Like,
that'll affect grappling.
You could easily take that glove because their fingers are constantly a little bent.
Exactly.
So if they're getting poked in the eye, it's going to be like, hard to at least, like how Henry's was. His fucking eye was bleeding. It went straight in. If you're getting poked in the eye at an angle, most likely it's going to hit your cheekbone.
Yeah.
Or you're going to get slightly poked. Obviously, it might happen. But the curve will also make you you don't want to fucking fight with your hands like this the whole time.
Yeah.
You're going to want to fucking put your hands in a fist. Also, Karate Combat has curved gloves. Yeah. And that's on UFC Fight Pass. That's not a part of UFC, but like an extension
partner,
of
basically.
the company. Yeah. So if they have curved fucking gloves, because there is some grappling in there, why can't you? What is happening? Like, what? How are we not like? How are we not fucking in the year 2025? We don't have some sort of technology or person that's like, I can make a glove that you won't get eye poked in. Like, how?
Apparently, it's too much to ask.
They were doing it again in the fucking 2000s with Pride, and now in 2025, UFC's still like, we still have an eye poke problem. We don't know how to fix it. Fucking, I
Yeah.
do. Get
Bro.
different gloves.
I know. They're like, let's not change anything and hope the problem goes away on its own. I'm like, wait, if you guys don't do anything to address it, it's just going to keep happening. So,
We do have a little comment here from the man in the high castle. Said, my boy Esteban was robbed. Sure. Close fight. Close fight.
He definitely had more volume. Yeah.
I don't know about robbery, but it was very close. Shout out to both of them, though. Fight of the night, generally. Very, very good. But yeah.
I want to see him back in there soon.
Yeah. Esteban, he's gonna be a problem. He's to work on some things. He's gonna be
still a young guy.
100%. But yeah, these gloves, man, they gotta we have to, dude. I swear to God, if we go 3 pay-per-views, if something ruins next pay-per-view with an eye poke,
Pereira's poked in the eye.
Something has to happen.
Then they'll change.
Uncle Live wants the title via eye poke.
Uncle Live by eye poke. I'm putting it in now. What's the odds on that?
Probably not a lot, actually.
Yeah. Right.
Oh my God. But yeah, we seriously need new gloves because this is getting outrageous. It's genuinely outrageous. Like, wow.
I could have freaking won that prediction if the gloves.
Yeah, could have.
Nah, hey, I feel like in this case he was probably going to lose either way. Dude, but I still
Dong could have got a finish.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, this is outrageous, dude. Seriously, it's outrageous. And it's not even for the loser too, because now the winner also looks like fucking. You know, we see Song Yudong, he won. Impressive. He was clearly winning. And now it's like, but did he, though? Yes, he won.
Same with Cock, for real. People will be like, oh, shouldn't have been finished, for real.
Yeah. Even though Cobb was clearly winning. He looked so good.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the eye poke. It just basically all gets thrown
exactly. Out. That's all everyone's going to remember now. Yeah, that's a really good point. It's like it hurts everyone involved. Not only the person doing the poking, the getting poked, but also the person poking. Because it's like now everyone's just going to be like, this person fluke win, instead of actually talking about them dominating up to that point.
Not only gloves, obviously a big problem needs fixed. Dude, they had this fucking meeting last year about the officiating. Something needs to happen with the referees too. It's outrageous. Yeah. What is 100%. Going on? Last week, the whole thing with Henry, he let him fight, and then he fucking was like, actually, no. And then he's like, well, I'm going to start the next round, and then we're going to And then this one, the fucking ref was like, did you get poked? And then he's like, yeah, okay, stop.
For real. That just made no sense.
We're like, come on. And then he gets poked again. And he's like, nah, you lied the first time, bro, which he didn't.
For real. They're like, boy who cried wolf.
Yeah, like, what is happening? Like, we need to do something.
The boy who cried eye poke.
The referees and the gloves, something needs to change, seriously. And the judges. But that's a whole different story. But the referees and eye poke seriously have been fucking
annoying.
I don't want to say ruining, but basically really annoying in these fights.
Just like not helping in any way that there's no clarity on what happens if someone gets poked in the eye. Literally, it's just like, well, whatever they decide happens, says what happens. I'm like, wait, what? For real? Like, they could take a point. They could not. They could let you poke them 1,000,000 times. They could let you poke them once before they take a point. I'm like, there just needs to be clarity.
When people fucking ask Dana about it on these post-fight things, he's just like, I don't know. Like fucking do something, bro. Do something about it.
Literally, dude. I'm like, I like what Jim Miller was saying, bro. I'm like, take a bit of their purse if you poke them in the eye, for real, bro. I'm like, bro, you're freaking hurting my eyes, which is literally the most important thing in fighting. Literally, bro. I'm like, if you can't react to a punch, you're gonna get knocked out. If you don't see a punch coming, you're gonna get knocked out. It's for real. It's like.
Money. Honestly, money's the way to go.
Yeah,
they hate getting their money taken.
Yeah, so money, start taking points quicker. It's like, I understand why in our last main event last week was Henry Cejudo, why they didn't take a point. Because I'm like, okay, that was the first eye poke. But I'm like, bro, if 2 happen, then there needs to be an instant point. I'm like, I'm almost cool with 1 being taken too, but I know that's not probably not going to happen. But I'm like, 1, okay, fine, accident. But 2, dude, I'm like, bro, after that, it's like, I feel like, okay, instant points.
1 could be obviously 2 could be an accident, but 1 definitely could be an accident. Hey, you're going to grapple.
Yeah.
block a punch, parry a punch, you fucking poke him in the eye. Okay, hey, don't do that again. Unless it's terrible. If it's like really bad, okay, and
Yeah.
they know when it's really bad. But then a
Yeah.
second one, like, come on, keep your fucking fingers down. You get
Bro.
immediately.
It's like, even if it is an accident, it's like, bro, if you
And
only
there
do
goes
one
10,000.
accident, for real. Yeah, exactly. For real. There goes 10K. For real. So,
Like,
yeah, I think that's an interesting idea. Jim Miller would know. He's been in the ring longer than almost anyone, I think. So, I think
and
we
he
should
has
be
a
taking
fight
advice
next week,
from
I
the actual
think.
fighters. Yeah, I think so, right?
Yeah, we're gonna take a look at this card here in a second.
Jim Miller.
But now it's time to talk. Oh, well, we'll say this. I ended at 2-8, fucking awful. You ended at 4-6, better than me.
Slightly.
I'm 39,
Still
30,
not good.
45, 24-1. We're still looking good as far as total records go.
Overall record.
But next week I need to do better for sure. And I'm gonna think real hard next week. But we did have technically we had a ton more fights, but we did have another fight that we want to talk about here, and that is Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. Man. So I know Max is a big boxing guy. We used to both work for a boxing website. Tank Davis, one of the best, I'll say, undefeated. Still technically undefeated.
Yeah.
But coming in 30-0, looking like a monster to everybody. You know, they said Ryan Garcia was going to do it. He didn't. They said, first of all, a lot of people were honestly doubting Lamont Roach in this fight.
Myself included, dude.
They were talking trash on this guy. And I'll be fully honest, me the two. I like Tank. I know a lot of people do not like Tank. I know a lot of people think like they, you know how people get when you get popular. They hate him. They're this guy's too cocky. He's gonna lose. Da, da, da. He's not that good. Yada 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 yada. But I like Tank. I think he's fucking good. People want to knock on, who's really the star of boxing. Fucking Tank is a star. I don't care what anyone says. He is. People know who he is. He's sold out the Barclays Center. He sells tickets. The guy's fucking good. You know what he's doing. But we slept on Lamont Roach bad. This guy looked real good. This guy looked good. And basically, I won't go over every single fucking round here, but I will say
Tank did not look good.
Roach won that fight. Lamont Roach won that fight. He won.
There was a controversial moment where
that's what we need to talk about.
He throws out a little touching jab and like barely touches Tank's eye, but it does touch his eye. And then Tank, like a few seconds go by, and then Tank is like falls and takes a knee and like runs to his corner and gets his face wiped down. It's like, what the fuck is going on? And then the ref starts counting, thinking, okay, he just took a knee. That should be a knockdown. But then he's like, no knockdown. I'm like, wait, what? You can just freaking take a knee and go to your corner in the middle of the fight?
What I originally thought was happening was Tank got hit, realized, oh shit, I don't have my mouthpiece in. So he ran to the corner and got a mouthpiece because they like threw up a towel. Obviously, they thought like he threw up a towel and put like a mouthpiece in so they didn't see. Like, oh shit, he didn't have a mouthpiece. That's what I thought, because that was the only rational thing that was making sense in my brain as to why he just fucking like took a knee and ran to the corner. Other than maybe he was hurt, but he wasn't hurt because he didn't look like
it was not a big hit. Yeah, it just kind of poked his eye.
He just ran into the corner, did whatever, and then ran back out. So I thought, oh, he forgot his mouthpiece. They popped it in. He ran back out. Okay, good to go. That's why no point was taken. Ref was like, I'm going to count. And then they were talking, and maybe I thought in my head that Tank was like, I didn't put my mouthpiece in. And then the ref's like, oh, that's understandable. Okay, let's go. Yeah. That's what I thought. That's not what happened. Apparently, Tank got hit in the fucking forehead.
Yeah.
Took a knee in the corner, got his face wiped down because he said that he just got his hair done 2 days ago and hair grease got in his eye and he couldn't see. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's a knockdown.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, that's a knockdown. It is.
Yeah.
You have
by
to go
definition.
In my head, okay? I can excuse if it was a mouth guard missing because you need it.
Yeah.
You don't want to get your fucking teeth broken in. But sweat in the eye, grease in the eye, blood in the eye, that's a part of the elements. That's
Yeah.
a part of the elements. You have to let it happen. You think fucking Roach wasn't sweating? I'm sure he was. He gets some sweat in his eye. Maybe he didn't have fucking grease in it. But,
Yeah.
you know, boxers bleed. Blood gets in your eye. Shit burns. Oh, well, you roll with it.
100%.
You have to. It's unfair. Because in that case, Lamont Roach should be able to run over his corner, get sweat wiped off of him, and be fucking dry for
Good
the
to
next
go.
round. Like,
Yeah.
it's not fair. Mouthpiece,
Not fair.
understood. But it's not a mouthpiece. It was fucking grease. And
Real.
so what had ended up happening was Tank won the round. He shouldn't have, but he did. He won that round.
Somehow.
It should have been a knockout.
Should have been a 9-9 at least, you know?
Yeah, yeah. In my brain, though, he got knocked down.
Yeah.
A 10-8 round.
Yeah.
Won.
Yeah.
And he won the fight. He would have won the fight.
He would have won, literally.
He would, like, 100% would have
won. It was
that
a draw.
Fight. Yeah, we went to a majority draw because one judge did give it to Tank, and then 2 others gave it a draw. I was so fucking confused. The fight was good, though. I liked the fight. I thought the fight was fun until whatever the fuck happened. But I thought it was a fun fight. And then Tank was like, I had grease in my eye because my hairdresser. And then the hairdresser went on Instagram.
I saw that. Oh, my.
It's like, what talk about? You see grease anywhere?
Like,
no.
This is my all-natural oil or whatever that she uses.
Yeah, I understand. Honestly, in fairness to Tank, I'm sure if he had product in his hair when he's sweating, obviously it's going to, you have shit in your hair, you take a shower, the water washes it out, it comes out, whatever. And Lamont Roach said the same thing. He literally said on the mic, which I fully respect, 100% respect, he said he's probably not lying. He's probably not lying. But he fucking took a knee.
Exactly.
And that's a point taken. And I agree 1,000%. Hey, maybe he's not lying, but who gives a shit? That's part of the elements. You have something in your eye, you took a fucking knee.
But wait until the next round, for real, dude. I'm like, it's not like you'll never see your corner again. For real,
at that point, he had like a minute left. Like fucking, just at least dance around the ring.
For real, dude. Yeah, use that footwork for real. It's like, dude, don't just take a knee in the middle of the fight. He's like, I was scared I was gonna get hit because my eye was bleeding. Was burning. I'm like, bro, I'm sure many fighters have a similar experience when they're getting beat up and their eyes hurting. They don't just take a knee.
Did Henry Cejudo? He literally did that.
Yeah, literally, bro. I'm like,
he stopped it and it was good, but then was like, actually, fucking, I had grease in my eye. Like, what is happening? Like, what is going on in combat sports with the eyes? What is happening?
For real. What is going on? Lots of controversy lately with these eyes. But then, that was just crazy.
Both called for a rematch. Both said they would like a rematch. Yeah. Then Tank said at the presser that he would love if Lamont Roach was next, but he doesn't think Lamont Roach will be next. And when they asked him to expand on it, he said, that's just not who I think that they'll put me with. And two, he wouldn't say. So
I wonder who he'll fight next. Because, dude, it's like it wasn't a loss, but basically was a loss in the eyes of the fans because that was just
I want to see a rematch. I want to see a rematch. Lamont Roach won that fucking fight in my brain.
Yeah.
He won that fight. Tank lost. So we need a rematch.
Tank. Dude, the one time I bet on Tank to get a KO, he doesn't do it. I'm like, oh my God.
Dude, Lamont Roach has a chin too. Both of them have a chin on because they were getting hit.
For real, dude. At one point, Tank was kind of wobbled too. I'm like, whoa. Never seen that happen.
Take out the whole grease bullshit, and the fight was great. I loved it. I thought the fight was really good. They were actually throwing hands, which is rare for Tank because he loves to have a very low punch count. But they were cracking each other. Tank was going to the body, or whipping to the body, and then Lamont Roach was going to the head. Like you said, he hurt Tank. He definitely hurt Tank a little bit. They were trash talking him there. Tank was sticking his tongue out, but he was getting hit, and he was cracking back. It was fun. It was a good fight.
Running back. For real.
It was a good fight. Honestly, the decision, because then you're like, okay, Lamont Roach won, and then he didn't. You're like, what the fuck? It's a
exactly. A bit of a, and then for Tank, for real, and now everyone's just gonna consider that an L, dude. And I wonder if Roach can appeal that. I'm like, I feel like if any sort of fight could be appealed in one, it's this fight where it's like, Bo literally took a knee and they did not take a point. I'm like, that is the most clear take a point I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
Literally, I'm like, any other
everybody
case.
was complaining.
Yeah. So, I mean,
The
I wonder
boxers,
if that's
like, they
going
were
to
like,
happen.
"What are they doing?"
Are they going to look at that and
Hey,
maybe
it
be
might.
like, there should have
Honestly,
been a
might.
point taken because there should have been. I'm like, I don't know how you don't take a point when the boxer literally takes a knee. I'm like, there's no other reason not to. I'm like, what? So, yeah, I'm
Yeah, it was
interested to see
100%.
if they'll freaking review that. And if that, I doubt that they probably will. But I'm like, imagine if Tank becomes not undefeated after a post-fight appeal. After
Would he have his belt up too in that
I
case?
think so, yeah.
So
Crazy.
he literally have to hand over his title
After he already thought he
because
kept it.
he fucking that's crazy.
So,
But
dude,
that's why
I
I
feel
said
like it
we
could happen.
definitely need a rematch. Yeah,
Yeah,
we definitely
exactly.
need a rematch.
Especially if that happens.
100%. But
Oh
Tank
my
would
god.
fucking be like, yes, rematch immediately.
Bro.
Yeah, and because there's rumors like, they're always, is he gonna be Shakur? Is he gonna be fucking this guy, that guy against Tank? But
We shall see.
I don't care what anyone says. I think Tank beats them all. But now maybe I don't know.
I know now. I'm like, I don't know what to think.
I don't know. Yeah, but if they have the rematch, both said that they would like the rematch back in New York. If they have that rematch back in New York,
I think
I'm gonna have to go to that.
I think
I might have to go to that. I might have to go.
You're close by.
Yeah.
I do think that Tank definitely underestimated him. It's like I don't know what other reason it could be. Yeah, it's like Tank is not the most active fighter for real, dude. So I'm like, he probably was like, and he's literally saying he wants to retire at the end of this year before this fight. But now he said that he changed his plans now that he didn't get the win here. So yeah, I'm like, dude, don't be talking about retirement before. It's like, what do you mean retirement, bro? I'm like, you have a fight coming up right now, and you're only like, it's still not old whatsoever. I'm like, what do you mean retire, bro? What?
I do think that he underestimated him, and I do think that if they do have a rematch, things will look different. I think Tank's gonna.
I do think so too.
So he might get that win there, but yeah,
crazy.
We do also have another comment from the man in the high. Castle, he says, notice that the year of the 12-6 elbow was illegal, instant disqualification, and now it's illegal in the UFC, but hardly anyone takes advantage of it. The eye poke needs an instant disqualification.
I kind of like that idea, dude.
It's possible.
It's like,
I mean,
maybe not on the first one, but maybe on the second one.
He is right, and I don't know if it's maybe just a thing in their brain that they just constantly think of the old rules. But that 12-6 elbow is fully legal, and we don't really see it that much.
Yeah, totally, dude. That is a really good point.
Like ground and pound, no one's fucking doing it.
They act like it, like that would be like game changing. That now John Jones is gonna destroy everyone with that move. But yeah, we haven't really seen it at all.
Yeah, we've seen it like a couple times, and that's mostly when people are doing it, and then their coach is like, "Hey, fucking 12-6, it's legal," and they're like, "Oh yeah," and then they start doing it. I think in the brain of the fighters, they're just like, I don't know, just don't remember that they can actually do that now.
Yeah, because for so long it was like illegal. But yeah, that's a really good point. Instant disqualification would be insane, dude. It's like I'm like, maybe not for the first one, but I mean, I definitely think that'll deter. That will deter it. That is for sure. So I don't hate that idea at all, dude.
Yeah, and then before we head out of here, we had to talk about next week. I'm so excited about next week.
Chama.
This one, here we go. Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev.
Hey, yo, dude. They got him looking like freaking makeup. Looks like he has some makeup on, bro. They're looking cute. Well, he's staring me down right now.
UFC 313, Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev in the main event. Obviously, this is a pay-per-view card, so it kicks off at 10 p.m. Back to a regular fight card this week. And it is in Vegas, but it's not at the Apex. It's at the T-Mobile Arena, so we will have fans.
God.
Let's go. So, light heavyweight title in the main event. Even odds.
I'm loving the odds.
Even odds. That's interesting.
Pereira, baby.
And then this is where things get very upset, but not too bad. I mentioned last week that the fight I was looking forward to the most was Justin Gaethje versus Dan Hooker, 5-round co-main event war. It was going to be awesome. Let's go. And then literally when the show ended, I think it might have been
like an hour later. Yeah, I think it was the same day.
An hour later. fucking goddamn video come out. Dan Hooker put on his YouTube that he broke his hand and he's out of the fight. Oh, I was so sad. I was so upset. I was freaking out because I was like, I said this last week. If I had to pick one favorite fighter, just one, it's Justin Gaethje. 2, I was really looking forward to this fight because it's going to be fucking awesome. And I still think hopefully they rebook it because it will be awesome. But then I was like, is Gaethje even going to fight on this card now? What's going to happen? And Gaethje came out and was like, fuck whatever. I'm fighting on this card. I am fighting. So someone step up because I will be fighting on this card. And then everybody comes out saying they want to fight. But do they really? Because Justin Gaethje exposed a couple of people. Namely, Renato Moicano said he wanted to fight, and Gaethje said that he turned it down. Interesting.
Awkward.
There was also Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier, who both said no, but Justin said he was understandable as to why they did. And I think there was what's his fucking name? Gamrot turned it down. After talking all that shit online that they would step up, and they turned it down. But the one man who did step up is Rafael Fiziev. He steps up after losing to Gaethje in a close one last year. We get the rematch. People are fucking hating on this fight. I honestly don't understand. The first fight was fucking great. I thought the first fight was amazing. And this fight's probably also going to be amazing. Especially now that this is not a 5-round fight. This will be a 3-round. Obviously, Fiziev did not train for this. So he's stepping in for a 3-round fight in less than a week. And it's going to be great. These two are going to throw down, going to go crazy. It's going to be very, 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 very interesting. And I shudder to think what can happen with Justin Gaethje coming off that knockout to Max Holloway.
I know.
Justin Gaethje got fucking killed against Max Holloway. They
showed that video aftermath of him out cold, and he was like, he quote tweeted it and was like, "This is what I put it on the line for, baby." Like, I can't remember exactly what he said, but I'm like, that's just crazy.
And Gaethje, so in fights past, Gaethje, that's what
Gaethje.
In fights past, Gaethje has said that his coaches and stuff have kind of calmed him down to fight a more, timid. I don't want to say technical. Justin Gaethje isn't timid.
Yeah, technical
fighting style. There's two different Justin Gaethjes. There's just Gaethje, and then there's World of Sport Justin Gaethje, where he was fucking killing everybody, going absolutely insane, front flipping, kicking, whatever. Gaethje said, "Fuck that safe shit." After being knocked out by Max, he's going for it. He's bringing that style back, and he's fully doing it for this fight. So I'm really excited. Justin's going to be coming out there doing rolling thunder kicks and shit. I'm excited for that one. And then we have Jalen Turner versus Ignacio Bahamondes.
I'm hyped for this one, dude.
This will be a fun one. Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Two
lanky boys, for real, though.
It'll be really good. We then have I believe the only women's fight on the main card. We have Amanda Lemos versus Isman Luciendo. These one of these two could possibly be next for a title.
Definitely 1 or 2 away.
Interesting that Lemos is the underdog right now.
Yeah, I know.
We then have the main card opener. No odds. Oh, by the way, the odds be good. Even in the odds, obviously, underdog there for Fiziev for stepping in, but. King Green versus Marcio Rufi. I'm excited for this. Rufi is freaking good. He's a part of that Fighting Nerds.
They're nasty.
They're crazy. Something in the water down there. We keep saying they're fucking good. They're all good. And Gene Silva did get that fight with Bryce Mitchell, by the way. We had to point that out. That was announced. That's going to be wild. But this one should be good too. Bobby Green's always down for a fight, so this is going to be good. Prelim. They kick off at 8 p.m. on ESPN.
They got our boy Curtis on the prelim.
Curtis Blades. I love Curtis Blades. He's kicking off the headline since the kicking off. He's headlining the prelims against Rizvan Kuniev, Russian. I'm sure this is going to be
very interesting. Yeah,
this is going to be a wrestle fuck.
I'm like, interesting matchup for Blade.
Unranked versus number 5 is crazy too.
They must feel really confident in this dude from Russia because I'm like, how are y'all matching him up with the number 5 guy in the world immediately?
Yeah,
I'm like, what?
Crazy. And prelim fight that I'm looking forward to the most right here. Joshua Van versus Ray Teixeira. This is going to be fucking fun. These two are fight. And I would like to point out for Josh, the first time ever that they are letting him carry his flag and note his flag, which is pretty cool for him. He's been asking for it, and they kept saying fucking no for some reason because the whole flag thing is a fucking whatever it is now, but they're letting him do it. So Myanmar, he gets his flag here. First fighter to represent them, and he gets to carry it. Number 15 ranked, Ray. Hey, he could be ranked out of this one. It's going to be fun. Yeah. This is going to be really, really fun.
Van always entertaining, so
100%. And then Armin Petrosian is up against the Hawk, Bruno Ferreira. And Bruno is the underdog.
How is he the underdog, though?
No, I don't know because Armin, I believe he's coming off of getting knocked out by
the Pirate. Double spinning back fist.
Yeah.
Bro, I have no clue how he's the favorite, bro. I'm like, he could.
Yeah, I'm betting on Bruno. I'll tell you right now. Yeah. I'm betting on Bruno Ferreira.
Bro, Bruno has a 100% KO rate. That's the only way he wins, bro. So I'm like, coming up against a guy who just got knocked out. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, this is crazy odds. I'm like, dude, I'm feeling good about Bruno.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Then we have Alex Moreno versus Carlos Leal kicking off their regular prelims. Moreno, big underdog here. And then we have the early prelims, which start at 6:30 p.m. on UFC Fight Pass and ESPN Plus. They never say that, but it's also on ESPN Plus. Myron Santos is back against Francis Marshall. Some young guns here. This should be fun. Myron was on was it last season or the season before of Tough? I forget. I think it was last. Yeah. It was the last one. But tough guy. He's back. Then we had Jordan Santos versus Ozzy Diaz. And that's it. Only 2 prelim fights. Or 2 early prelim fights. We're a little weird, but yeah. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4,
313. Gonna be good.
8, 9, 10, 11. 11 fights. 11 fights next weekend. Should be a good time.
Bro, I'm hyped, dude.
But there we go.
I've been waiting for this one for a while.
Yeah, me too. Especially that main event because everyone has been waiting for Ankalaev to finally get his title shot. And he says that he's not going to wrestle Alex. I don't believe him. Not for 1 second. If he's smart, he wouldn't do that. If he's smart, he'll wrestle Alex. If he wants to win the belt.
Of him fighting Jan Blachowicz and getting leg kicked and like getting his legs just like kick the whole fight. I'm like, interesting. I can't wait to see what happens, dude. I'm definitely feeling good about Poatan.
Yeah, me too. And I'm also feeling good about Justin Gaethje and Bruno Ferreira. So there's a hint for next week.
Yeah, there's a little hint for you guys.
Hopefully our predictions are better. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like. We need it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow, all that wherever you're watching. And follow us right here. Brady Fight Talk here. Combat Combos right over there. And then also Bodyslam Net MMA on Twitter. And we see live tweets and stuff. And then I put out the predictions before the fight. So then you know what we picked. And yeah. That's it. We'll see you next week for a pay-per-view. Hopefully we're back on our regular Sunday morning. We'll see. But there we go. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Shama.